Hey, it's Mazzy and welcome back. This may be the stupidest record purchase I've ever made. And I consider myself a professional. I've been buying records for 60 years. And I mean, there's been records I've purchased that I ended up not liking, and I've traded it in, and I've bought albums that maybe are the wrong records. But this one maybe takes the cake for several reasons, and it's my own fault. I should have done more research. It's the new Pulp album. I bought the new Pulp album, and I can't stand it. I think the version I bought is the biggest ripoff. You know, I hate the term cash grab. It's not a cash grab because I hate that term. I think that's a ridiculous term. But Pulp, okay, let's go back. I'm a mild Pulp fan. Remember the whole Britpop thing in the early 90s? All except one band seemed to have one syllable names. Pulp, Blur, Suede. But then there's one band that comes along and has to have three syllables. Oasis. Wanker Brothers. And I was mildly into it. I did see Oasis on actually a club tour in San Francisco early on. And I never saw Blur. I never saw Suede. I never saw Pulp. Well, after 24 years, Pulp puts out a new album called More. I expected more, literally. And it came out Friday, as of this recording, last Friday. Today is Monday. I'm recording this on Sunday. I was in West Seattle and went to one of my locals that I frequent regularly, Easy Street Records. Great record store. They have a breakfast lunch cafe. They have a little bar. It's just a good vibe. It's a neighborhood vibe. There's a lot of record stores in Seattle. All are great for different reasons, and I love that. So I've been thinking about this Pulp album for a while. I've been hearing good things about it. I did see Pulp, the lead singer, Jarvis Cocker, on the Jules Holland show, and I really, really enjoyed the performance. Now, Jarvis Cocker, like a lot of these Britpop people, seem to be crooners. The whole crooner rock thing really didn't hit in America in the same way, and it's still popular in the UK. Jarvis Cocker, Richard Hawley, who never became big in the US, and in fact, I only got into him recently, and I adore him now. And of course, there's so many others. You could even maybe consider Morrissey kind of a crooner in his own style, right? Anyway, I'm really milking this story, aren't I? So I go to pick up the record. I preview 3 tracks in my car on Apple Music. So Jarvis Cocker wrote most of the lyrics, and I think his lyrical content's a little self-indulgent. But I do like the music. Now, right at the get-go, when the album opens up, the first track and the single, and I forget the name, is reminiscent on this album of, I think it's the first single, because I can't even tell what side is 1 and what side is 2 on the copy I got. It sounds like sort of mid to later period Leonard Cohen, which is great. I mean, that's a good thing. But then it goes on to the different styles. It's really a pop album more than a rock album. Again, some lush strings, some great instrumentation, some heavy production. There's a little bit of the David Bowie style of crooning in there. But I quite enjoyed it. So I went to Easy Street and I looked for the record. And all I found was this, okay? And I looked around and I asked around. They didn't have the proper album with the normal cover. Insert photo of normal cover art. I have since learned there's a double 45 version, but no way in hell am I going to buy a double 45 version of a rock album anymore. In fact, I'm trying to get rid of my double 45s. I'm sorry. Flow means everything. Now, obviously, this is a new album, so I don't have any preconceived notions of the flow, how this album should flow. But no, not for me. I don't care how friggin' better it sounds, that much more. Crank up to 33. But they had sold out since Friday of that. And they had this, and I didn't know what it was, but it was interesting. Sticker, like a bumper sticker here, more Pulp, and it says Easy Street Records. This is basically one of those like 12-inch disco sleeves. Now I put in this sleeve. I don't think there was even a sleeve in it, which is bizarre, right? It's clear vinyl, which is fine. Actually, the pressing was great and it sounded really good. It's about the music, stupid, right? So I shouldn't be bitching about this cover art and this packaging. Pulp, more. Unless you look at the dead wax, there's no way of knowing which is side 1, side 2. There's no lyric insert. There's no track listing. It's basically what we would call in the biz an advance promo copy, right? Except I paid $27 for it. Now, I played it and I enjoyed it as a big friggin' barcode. I mean, come on. Rough Trade Records, more Pulp. Like, this is like, I mean, shit, I think I made this in my garage or something. It looks like that. So I go online last night. I post this on Instagram like I do some of the records I play, and I'm starting getting comments. And then I start realizing there's a pattern in the comments. Because when I looked this up, I originally couldn't find it. And then I finally went to Discogs and I found the listing and I got into Discogs through that gigantic barcode. And then I found out that last week, before Friday release date, certain stores around the world had a listening party. And you could purchase the limited edition listening party version. Look at that. I mean, come on. Oh my God. I had no idea. I didn't know what it was. I made the biggest mistake of my record buying, I shouldn't say career because it's enjoyment music, but the biggest mistake of my record buying experience that was made yesterday as of this recording. And, you know, I'm going to keep it. And who knows, maybe it's going to be one of those rare records eventually. These might be the rare ones that are worth something. Now, I don't buy music. I never buy a record thinking of future value. That to me is ridiculous. That's a recipe for disaster as far as I'm concerned. You buy that because you like the music. Now, I could go order a copy with the cover art, insert cover art here. I could bring it back and say I was duped, but this is one of those times where I really wanted to support the local brick and mortar. I just thought, okay, this is a brick and mortar edition. You know, sometimes there's color variants, sometimes there's a color variation, a cover variations, and it said Easy Street right on the cover. I thought that was kind of cool. It would have been better if I walked into that store, looked on the wall, and that line said Norman Maslov. This copy is for Norman Maslov, but that ain't the case. I'm not so lucky and not so special either. But I got duped. Now, no one intentionally duped me. It was my own fault. I didn't do the research. I didn't check out the variations. I actually started looking in the store. I said, hey Siri, show me the white cover promo looking version of the Pulp album, the 12-inch disco blank cover version. I couldn't find it. I just wasn't looking in the right way. I didn't realize I had to put in listening party limited edition. That's the copy I bought from Pulp. What a cock up, cocker. I don't know. It just seems like for a listening party and you're buying it and you're going and spending the time early to listen to a record in a record store, you should get something special, not some shit-ass, half-baked promo copy, which should have been given it to you free because you took the time to spend 50 minutes. 50 minutes is a long record. Is it all on vinyl? 50 minutes, really? Oh, that's why it's split up for double 45, I guess. But double 45, come on, make it a 33. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, I don't buy this 45 bullshit. It's for rock and roll records. Anyway, that's my experience. That's my day of the worst, the stupidest record buying experience of my 60 years of record buying. What would you do? Would you bring it back? I hate to bring it back to a local store. They had a lot of copies too, no wonder. Mazzy loves you.